Hello everyone, welcome back to MoodleClicks. I'm really happy to see you here again. In our previous video, we learned how to create badges and automatically award them when students complete a course. In today's video, we are going to learn about Moodle Groups. We'll see what groups are, why they are useful, how group settings work in Moodle, and how to create groups and add students to them. I'll explain everything step by step in a simple and easy to understand way. So let's get started. Here we are inside our Moodle course. Before we create a group, let's first understand what a group is. A group is a collection of users within a course. Groups allow teachers to organize students into smaller teams, classes, or sections inside the same course. For example, you might have students from different classes sharing a single Moodle course, or you may want learners to work in separate project teams. Groups help you manage those learners more efficiently. Using groups has several benefits. Teachers can filter participants, activities, and grades by group. Students can collaborate with members of their own group. Activities such as forums and assignments can be configured to work with groups. And teachers can provide different learning experiences to different groups within the same course. Before creating groups, it is useful to understand how Moodle handles groups within a course. To do that, let's first open the course settings. Click Settings in your course. Then scroll down to Group section. Here Moodle provides group settings that control how groups work throughout the course. Notice the group mode setting. Moodle provides 3 group modes. The first is No Groups. In this mode, there are no separate groups and all students participate together as one large community. The second is Separate Groups. In this mode, each group can only see and work with members of their own group. Other groups are completely hidden. For example, if groups are used in a discussion forum, students can only view and participate in discussions within their own group. The third is Visible Groups. In this mode, students work within their own group, but they can also view the work of other groups. However, they can only participate in activities belonging to their own group. For example, students may be able to read discussions from other groups, but they can only post messages in their own group's discussion area. Below this, you may also see the Forced Group Mode setting. If Forced Group Mode is enabled, the selected group mode will automatically apply to all activities in the course. Teachers will not be able to change the group mode for individual activities. If it is disabled, teachers can choose different group modes for activities that support groups. This brings us to another important concept called group levels. Groups can be used at 2 levels in Moodle. The first is the course level. When a group mode is set in the course settings, it becomes the default group mode for activities within that course. The second is the activity level. Many Moodle activities such as forums and assignments allow their own group setting. This means an activity can use a different group mode than the course, provided Forced Group Mode is not enabled. For example, a course might use no groups by default, while a specific forum uses separate groups. Now that we understand how group settings work, let's go back to the course and create our first group. Open Participants. Then from the drop-down menu, select Groups. On the Groups page, scroll down and click Create Group. Now we need to enter the group details. First, enter a group name. For example, Group A. You can also enter an optional description if needed. If required, you may upload a group picture. You can also enable group messaging if you want members of the group to communicate with each other through Moodle messaging. Once you have entered the required information, click Save Changes. Perfect. Our group has now been created. However, the group is currently empty. Next, we need to add students to the group. Select the group you created. Then click Add or Remove Users. On the right side, Moodle displays the list of potential members. Select the students you want to add to the group. You can select multiple students at the same time. Then click Add. The selected students are now moved to the group members list. Click back to Groups. We can now see the number of members assigned to the group. You can repeat the same process to create additional groups such as Group B, Group C, or any other groups required for your course. Now let's briefly see how groups can be useful in Moodle. Many Moodle activities support groups. For example, discussion forums can be configured so students interact only with members of their own group. Assignments can be filtered by group, making it easier for teachers to manage submissions. Teachers can also filter participants lists and gradebook reports to view information for a specific group. This becomes especially useful when a course contains a large number of students. Groups help keep courses organized and make collaboration much easier. And that's it. You now know what Moodle groups are, why they are useful, how group settings work, and how to create groups and add students to them. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like, subscribe, and support the MoodleClicks channel for more Moodle tutorials and updates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.